I've got the ACC stream up as well in case it dies.
Yeah, I'm watching it as well.
Looks okay for now.
Right, I've got the notification.
Yeah, I think we're good to go then. I'll share screen. Actually,
Cheers.
hold on. Let me make sure we're not muted again. Oh wait, it's not share screen, is it? It's
Share play.
yeah. Hold on. No. No. Right, I think we're okay on that in terms of being muted, but we'll find out in a minute.
Yeah. Right, his stream is still good. He's still going. So that's I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I've got it up now.
Tap.
Okay, that's going. Brands Hatch.
Right, I can hear us over in audio.
Okay, so we're all good to go then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, well, we will just let people jump in now. If people jump in, great. If not, then, well, we'll just keep going.
Yeah. I was
So
doing
you...
practice for 2 hours endurance series.
Bit keen.
Yeah. Well, it's got a couple of days.
Yeah. Well, you got picked first for the lottery the other week,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
So,
that's only because Iggy dropped out.
yeah.
Which is fair enough. I'd have picked Iggy first as well.
The thing is, everyone was like, and surprise, surprise, where's he going to go? And then immediately your name came up.
Yeah, he messaged me before saying he was going to pick me. Who did you end up getting? Because I think I missed sort of the middle of it.
I got Tap, I got Deco, and I got Tropical.
That's a good team, that.
Mm,
Considering where you picked, that is a good
yeah,
team.
initially I wanted Aero and Claws as well. Aero went reasonably early, I think. He sort of went like midway through the first set.
Yeah.
Or was it the second? I think it was midway through the first set. So I went Tap first, which was my first pick anyway. I then wanted Claws, and Claws went as well. So I had to rejig, and I was looking through and I was thinking, well, out of the rest of the list, Scotty's rookie season, he's quick, but I'm watching him over the season and there's rookie mistakes, which
Yeah.
happens. 2 seconds. So yeah, so I was having a look through and then I looked through the rest of the tier and I was like, oh, there's Deco. Deco's very consistent, I'll go with Deco.
Yeah. He's been quick in 2 hour endurance series this season. He's here. It says your mic's cracking when you speak.
Hold up. How's this? How's this Deco? Is this any better? Is this good? Right, there's 3 people here. If not, I'll switch headsets. Oh, you know what? I'll just... Alright, 2 seconds. How's this? Is this any better?
Yes, that is better.
Delicious. So, I will get this going. There we go, I didn't realise I had full control. Okay. Right, I will make a start then. So, good evening everybody. I know we're doing comms on top of Ross doing ACC, but we've managed to make it work, which is excellent. Tier 2, Brand Hatch, I know, 2 weeks late, however, I wanted to have another duo comms, and I have got the lovely BX back with us.
Yeah, back again for some chaos in Tier 2. Which it probably will be. Brands Hatch. It's chaos for every tier, pretty much.
You can always rely on chaos in Tier 2, considering the past 2 seasons. So before we get started, I'm just going to find the standings pre this race because I'm stupid and I haven't saved them. Here we go. So, as of Bathurst, we have got Umanic in the Corvette leading the championship with Perry only 2 points behind. So this is going to be a very tight battle. This will probably be either the decide. I don't think it'll be deciding. Potentially could be, but it could be a very, very important race for both drivers.
It could be for Umanic, but I need like a Perry double DNF.
And then we've got Asadorn in 3rd position, 43 points behind, 45 points behind the top 2, with Ross in 4th, only 6 points behind Asadorn. So Ross will be hunting down for 3rd position in the championship, with Turbo rounding off the top 5, 14 points behind Ross. And the Beatles are just doing Beetle things, and they are way ahead of the Corvettes after the irreversible damage done all the way in the early stages of this season. Starting off, however, we have got my fellow Championship Cup teammate Tap in pole position. Good to see my first pick is doing really well. We then got the King of Spa himself in 2nd. We got Perry, our Championship contender, in 3rd. We got Ethan having a really good qualifying session in 4th. We got Turbo in 5th. We got Scotty in 6th. So we have got a NSX lockout in sort of like mid-pack-ish. We then got Pyro, who's decided he knows how to drive finally, in 7th. We got the championship leader, Pneumatic, all the way down in 8th, so he has got some work to do. We got Aero in 9th. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, wait, no, I've got buttons. I forgot you changed your button. You've got different buttons to Aero. You're in an Aston Martin on the British Grand Prix, and you're not in the Racing Green Aston Martin. You have problems, my good sir. Anyway, moving on. We got Ross in 10th. We got Prime in 11th in the BRZ. We got Tap's teammate Pagel all the way down in 12th, so not a fantastic qualifying session for him. Then we got Whack all the way down in 13th position. I just want to double check. Was there any qualifying bans? What are we looking at?
From what I've heard, I think Wack wasn't driving in the best condition in this race. He'd been celebrating before, apparently.
Ah, that'll explain it.
Yeah.
I can't see any qualifying bans, however, I do see some steward reports for Tier 2. And then one's quite lengthy, so we will go past that and we'll touch on that in a minute. But anyway, are we ready, my friend?
Yep, let's get going.
Let's get going. There's 5 lights out because I clearly don't know what buttons do what on the way we go. And Tap seems to just stopped. Tap's not actually moved at all. He's gone from first.
I might have jumped the start. It's my only guess.
And he's not having a fantastic start at all. I think I'm going to go back and let's rewatch that a second. Let's rewatch that on board. Does he jump?
Yeah, he jumps the start.
Massively jumps the start. So everyone goes filing on through. I want to stay on board with Tap for a second because something happens between Tap and the Aston Martin, so he just kind of just sends it.
Yeah, probably a bit flustered from jumping the start. Just a little too wide, not leaving enough space.
Probably looks like it, and there's more problems again for him as he drops even further back down. He's gone from 1st to 9th. As we've got Primer's made up some good work, as we've got Turbo that's dropped back. He's dropping back even further. Pagel's made up a place. So is Wack. Wack's gone from the back of the grid. Well, because of our Aero's unfortunately.
And Aero's actually on mediums. Just spiked.
So, funny enough, speaking of the mediums, as we go back forward through the rest of the grid,
someone's gone off. Wack.
Yeah. Wack.
Makes sense.
It does make sense. But, sorry, as I was saying, Perry's in the lead also. That's something else. You know what, let's go back. Let's rewatch some of this because
I'm guessing he just jumps it off the start. Yes, I will roast you again. To be fair, off the start, it's not your fault. It's just a Porsche thing.
Yep, he is here. Now, right, let's go back up to where we were. Because we've already gone halfway through that. So, Macedon's in second. We've got Pyro in third position with Pneumatic and Ethan having a battle going through a corner. You shouldn't go too wide through at all. With Scotty now having a look at the back of that Mazda as well, with Fry not far behind. And Tap making up a position, and so is Ross, I believe. And Turbo's lost out 5 positions on the opening lap.
Yeah, and that wasn't even from the start, because they actually got a decent launch, the NSXs.
They definitely did. Now, touching on mediums of Aero near the back of the grid. This race was the first race as Turbo gets a little bit wide going through turn 1, going up the hill. Does it affect him? He goes a little wide. Hagel's now going to have a little look, I think, but can't get it quite squared up enough, so he will stay in the 11th position for now. But, sorry, as I keep trying to say, Brands was the first race with the new physics straight after the update, which was the Wednesday before this race. So all the drivers are trying to adapt to this new handling how the cars now handle.
Yeah, some people seem to really like it, some people not so much. Aero obviously not happy, having to use mediums in the sprint race. But I think he's the only one. Everyone else is going to be on softs.
I think everyone else is. Now jumping back forward, Pneumatic's now all over the back of Pyro. We'll stay with this battle for a little bit. So our championship leader is in 4th position, made up some good places in the opening 2 laps. He's now going to look at going up to the podium position. He has a little look inside. Pyro wise enough and covers it off. Ethan's still there. He's not left that battle yet. So if Pneumatic makes a mistake for Pyro, then Ethan is there.
Yeah, and it'd be a good recovery from Pneumatic, starting 9th to get back to the podium. That is a solid recovery. Well, he's got to defend and attack at the same time, which is not ideal.
It's also very, very tricky to do.
Yeah. He does have the straight line speed still in the Corvette. I don't think it handles quite as well as it used to.
But you're a lot better at knowledge in this game than I am. So, out of these 4 cars, which you got the AMG 20, you got the Corvette, you got the Mazda, and then you got the MSX GT500. Which one here would you say would come out on top?
Is the best overall is probably the Mazda, just because its tyres are ridiculously good now. The AMG is tricky to handle. I think it's still fast. I was sort of talking about physics because the man it's going for a move.
He's going to do what?
He should be able to get past on the inside now. It's a question of if Ethan throws him through or not.
It is, as we're going too wide into turn 1, which is a tricky corner at the best of times on your own, let alone too wide. Pyro losing out 2 spaces in a matter of corners, as we now got Tap coming into the back of this. So it's a battle between 3rd and 7th. Yep, 7th.
Yeah.
And we've got Prime coming onto the back of this as well. So Pneumatic's now up to 3rd. His job's now going to be to disappear and drive off into the distance. Ethan's gained from Pyro being offline.
Yeah. And Tap's actually going to be the fastest of this pack. So it's...
I just spotted something further in the background. Let's jump on board with Pyro. Actually, we'll jump on board with Scotty. So I think what happened with Scotty. Let's jump on board.
Was it contact? Yes.
Yes, very much contact. And Tap goes through. Ooh, that's a bit messy, boys.
He's still going to come out on top.
And here comes Prime as well, and so is Ross and Pagel. So this is now a huge fight.
Yeah, almost 6 cars now into this fight. Pretty much 7? 7 cars.
7 cars all battling for one position, and they're all going to slow each other down, which is just going to let Humanic and Ethan disappear, which they have.
Yeah.
If these guys keep fighting the way they are, this is going to bring Aero into. Aero could have a potential reverse pole position for the feature race if he plays this right.
Yeah, and he should get better as the race goes on those mediums compared to everyone's softs going off.
He should. We'll just jump forward a little bit. Pagel making up some good spots. Ross losing out a place to Scotty. And now Aero's here as well, so there's been a bit of a break in the group. Taking board with this slot just for another second.
Yeah, and Ross lining up an inside move. Yeah, he's gone for it. He can hold it around the outside. And he does.
So Ross got unlucky at turn 2. He might have another look going around the back half of the lap. I just want to have a little, because someone's off. Oh, Prime. What's happened to Prime? Let's follow Prime as we go over this curve. You've got to be very careful there. That's how I lost it going in on the feature race, and that's
a big hit.
That's a massive hit. What?
Pagel does look to be lagging a little bit, but that just looks like a little just too late on the brakes, I think.
I think the too late on the brakes is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah.
That almost looks like Hammers and Neo round 2, but that's a different story. That's our story for another day.
Bringing up bad memories.
It's going to be brought up at some point. So Scotty just about starting to pull away from Ross. So Ross might be struggling as Aero is sideways coming out of that corner. He's still chasing Ross. I think the dirty air starting to get to him a little bit.
Yeah, and based on the qualifying times, you'd expect Scotty to be pulling away now that he's cleaned his tyres up a bit.
Let's have a little look. Scotty's tyre wears are actually pretty good. It's a lot better than Ross's at the moment, although there's not much difference. But with the new physics, if I'm right in saying, you can't really trail brake like we used to.
No. You just end up locking the brakes and going wide. So you're going to have to adapt your driving style quite a bit. Aero's gone, I think.
What is he? Oh,
he's dropped back.
After Aero. Let's jump back on board to D. Just
It's
run
2D.
it wide. Yeah, just took 2D. So Aero not having the best of races and best of experience at the moment.
No.
Let's have a little look further back. Prime slowly starting to catch up, and speaking of bad experiences, Mark's having a really bad time.
He probably doesn't care.
You know, to be fair, I probably wouldn't at that point, but jumping back forward near the front, we got Perry and Assadorn. Assadorn chasing down Perry for that sprint race lead. We will have to. We're keeping an eye on this, and a bit further back we got Pneumonic, who's still got Ethan behind him.
Yeah, Tap looks like he's closing in on him now. Which you'd expect, given he was on pole.
Tap maybe trying to make up for damages made earlier on in his race. His tyres are looking okay at the moment for about half a sprint race distance. Aero's in a good position, and here's a train of cars. Aero and Pagel.
Actually, Pyro's on mediums as well. So he's done really well to be 6th.
So maybe that's why a few cars were just driving around the outside of him.
Yeah.
Which would make sense. But Aero and Pagel Tier 3 last season did come together a couple of times.
That's quite an understatement.
This should be interesting. We'll stay on board for the minute. I'll keep an eye on the leaderboard for the top 4 and see if they switch, well, top 5 and see if they switch. I think this is going to be sort of the closest group of cars we've got at the moment.
Yeah, and they still seem like they're closing up as well. Which you'd expect with Pyro being at the front on mediums. Because it's going to be the last 3 laps that these guys might start to struggle on softs.
It depends how they've driven their softs. Because I'm not sure if people heard earlier, but you were saying to me that it's now down to the driver's ability to drive on them, if I'm correct, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I think controller players have probably had to adapt how they drive more, but the fact is that they can adapt how they drive so that it doesn't kill the tyres.
Ooh, what's going on here? Because
that was a lot of lag.
That is a lot of lag, and that is not the racetrack, my friend. So Pyro was about to potentially lose 6th position, and lag, I think it's lag that's just saved his life.
Yeah.
In the sprint race, so we've now got Pyro in 6th, Turbo in 7th, Scotty in 8th, Hago in 9th, who's now battling Ross, who goes really wide around turn 2. You can horn it around the outside, like BX said earlier. But I think Ross is going it down. He's completely sideways going through turn 3, which is allowing Pagel back up the inside. Will jump back forward in the second to the battle up ahead for P6. As Pagel hits Ross in the back quarter, that's not how you make a pass.
I think that is the third lag sort of netcode incident. But he has let him back through. So obviously knew that he'd hit him on that one.
Yeah, so I was about to say, was that reported, but probably not. But jumping back forward, we got the 2 teammates in the Hondas after the AMG 20 of Pyro. So let's see if we can find out what happens. Now, going to the stewards for a second, the crash between Prime and Pagel was reported, and to no surprise, or to nobody's surprise, Pagel did get a penalty.
Yeah, I'd expect that.
So yeah, there is another report. I haven't fully read it, but I will leave it there. As Turbo does an absolute monster of a drive coming out of turn 1. This is a lovely camera angle to look at this battle as we go through turn 2. Pyro hugging the inside line. Turbo keeping it wide, but I'm not sure if he's going to make that work, as he's a little bit sideways through 3. I think, like you said earlier, his tyres might start to be dropping off a little bit.
Yeah, it's about 50%, which on the NSX, they are really good on tyre wear, so they're about to hit the drop-off point now, which is quite good. But it does mean that Pyro might start driving away.
next there's a, that's a 125. Sorry, my screen's extremely pixelated, so I can't really read the timings at the moment. I can just see big blobs. But regardless, I can see a pink and a green car close to each other. There's turbos all over the back of Aero at the moment. So they're through the right-hander, coming up to one of the very few left-handers on the course. Aero seems to be holding on well for the moment. Doing really well, unlike a lot of other races.
He's probably quite happy that it's Brands Hatch and it's tricky to overtake. Well,
it seems at the moment his luck in this season is that if it's tricky to overtake, he usually gets punted out the way. I think it took him 6
already.
rounds. Yeah, I think it took him about 6 rounds for him to do a single race without being hit once. Which I think has to be a record somewhere.
It probably is.
Right, leaving this battle for just a second, I want to have a little look around. As Tap did get Ethan. That's something we missed a couple of laps ago, I think. So Ethan now down to 5th, Tap up to 4th, and his tyres are shot.
Yeah, what are Ethan's tyres like? Because I know Ethan has insane tyre wear. Yeah, that's a lot better.
It's a lot better. As we go up to Pneumatic, and his tyres aren't exactly much better. As we go further forward, Asseldorn's tyres aren't exactly much better, and Perry's, I think, are the worst on the grid at the moment.
Yeah, but he's got a nice gap going into the last lap. He's controlled this race really well. We've seen him, Asseldor's been close behind him, not really been able to make a move at any point, or challenge him properly. But he may have got a penalty on the last couple of laps, because I don't remember it being that big, just like a lap ago.
He might have done, but something else I'm just looking slightly ahead of Perry as we can see a blue flag on the marshal posters. Are we going to see a lapped car in a sprint session? Because there's Wack coming through the long left-hander onto the back straight. And this is a perfect example, kids, as well. You do not drink and drive. A perfect example. But going back to battles, we will have a little look through the rest of the grid and see if anything has changed before we go back up to our race leader. Don't think Turbo's going to be able to make anything do. I think Turbo and Scotty's tyres are the best soft tyres on the grid at the moment. Ross has got a nice comfortable gap to Pagel. Pagel's tyres are definitely the worst I've seen. As we got Prime who's trying to recover after being absolutely murdered going through turn 4. As we got Aero who's trying to recover as well, and here comes Wack around the final corner, which means Perry coming around the final corner of this sprint session is going to win the sprint race at Brands Hatch, taking back the championship title and slightly extending it with Asseldorn in 2nd position. We got Pneumatic coming around the last corner for 3rd position. We got Ethan and Tap having a battle, and I'm going to rewind that because what's happened to Tap?
As his tyres aren't gone completely, so he might have just made a mistake. Yeah, it's too wide there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's it. So I just missed that. Yeah, it's too wide there, and Ethan's going to try and capitalise on that as we go past the penalty point down the hills. Ethan has a look for the outside line, which isn't quite going to work. He gets a switch back. And as we go powering down the start-finish line, Ethan taking the tighter line, which is going to get him 4th position. Tap gets 5th, Pyro gets 6th, Turbo gets 7th, Scotty gets 8th, Ross gets 9th. As we got Bagel crossing the line for the reverse pole in 10th position, we got Prime after being murdered in 11th position. We then got Aero coming over in 12th position, again not having a great turn 1 at lap 1. And then coming down the back straight is Wack, which we will follow.
Yeah, just having a good old time, cruising around.
So, you've seen the result of the sprint. What do you think's going to happen in the future then? Are we going to see a bonkers 4-stop, 5-stop soft strategy, or are we going to see more of a 1 or 2-stop medium or hard?
I think we're more likely to see somebody go for a 1-stop, and make it work. Probably one of the NSXs I would expect to go for a one-stop. Everyone else will probably go 2 stops. They either go mediums all the way, or you can go medium, medium, soft. Depends how nice you are to your soft tyres.
And yes, Viking, that finish does remind you of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I... Yeah. Are you right if we restart this share play whilst you load up? Is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Ready? There we go. Thank you. Perry said there's an even better photo finish in the feature. Well, seems like tier 1 and tier 2 seem to be full of photo finishes at the moment. No, I don't want to install this. Yeah, well, you want this one. Let's try... There we go. So, Perry's given us a slight hint, which we'll have to keep an eye out for. And yes, good evening, Viking, and good evening, Arsenal, and everyone else in chat. I did mention Deco at the very beginning. We've got 10 people in here, oh my god.
Streaming for the masses.
Are we doing better than the ACC at the moment?
ACC's just finished? Yeah, it's just finished.
That'll probably be why. So, everyone that came over from ACC, good evening. We did not spoil or ruin your stream, luckily. But let's see what sort of tyres we've got. So, Paggle's on the mediums. I thought the false start was a new wheel and that handbrake button. Fair enough. We all make rookie errors. That was definitely a big one.
It cost him a lot, but he did come back to. He got back to 5th. Would have been 4th, but for the mistake on the last lap.
I mean, it did. The wheel, I imagine, cost him a lot. Yes. The mistake, a lot more. Yes. So we got Prime, we got Ross, we've got Scotty, Turbo, Pyro, again, Tap, Ethan, Pneumatic, Acedorn, Perry, Prime, Aero, and Whack. So every single driver's on the mediums. It's almost like we're back in season 12. There's nothing really to sort of comment on. Hagel probably could have maybe gone... No, I was just thinking Hagel might have been able to go the softs and just for 2 or 3 laps absolutely hit it. And Ross has got an absolute blistering start as he's already attacking Hagel going through turn 1. Not quite able to make the move stick. As I'm looking at the top of our screen, I think everybody is alive. Excuse me. So Scotty's now all over the back of Ross. Ross, I think, is not having best of turn 2s and going through turn 3. This is where I span out in my feature race. Everybody seems to have lived. Go on, mate, you were about to say something. There we got Pyro. Closing up to the back of that. This time we got Tap. Still there, he's not quite closing up any gap. I don't think anyone's really going for any moves at the moment. Ethan is stuck with Pyro beautifully. Pneumatic's dropped off, so maybe something's happened to him. Harry's all over the back of Pneumatic. Actually, we have had someone. What's happened here?
Looks like an early one.
Really
He braked himself. Well, he wanted roasting. There it is.
you have that one. Oh, he's got the Starbucks
The game
as well,
screwed you.
So let's jump back to where we were on the grid, which was about here. So as we go down the hill, around the back of the course, and all these long these continuous right-handers going into the second to last corner, which is again one of the very few lefts on this track, as Pavel takes it really wide, decides to cut the grass. As we're going around there.
You can get away with that a little bit. Now, after the update, off-track doesn't make as big of a difference.
In my experience, I disagree, but if it doesn't make that much of a difference, okay, I'll take your word for it.
Trust me, in the Laguna esports race, I would have died like 3 or 4 times pre-update.
So for interruption, Pyro's all over the back of Turbo. Turbo's got a horrible turn 1. So is I think someone just kicked up a little bit there. It might have been Scotty just up ahead. Turbo's really struggling at the moment in the second lap of the feature race. Pyro's all over the back of Turbo. Turbo's gone a little bit wide. Camera angles, we're going to jump on board for a little bit. Turbo defending the inside line. Pyro going to try and have a move around the outside, this side by side going around, just Turbo giving the space. No, he doesn't, he slams the door in front. He again defends the inside line. Take that corner too tightly, otherwise you'll get quite a penalty. So Turbo goes a little wide. Now let's see if Pyro has a look at the switchback. Turbo doesn't really defend a line. It just sits in the middle and there's nothing able to move on this lap. So we look a little bit further back. What's happened to Tap? Tap was further ahead.
He's lost a couple of positions.
Let's go from here.
This is about where he was off the start, so he's pulled away from Pneumatic.
He's sat right in the slipstream of Ethan. It looks like a wheel disconnect.
Possibly. His pedals were still working, I think, because he was on the throttle.
Yeah, he's just revving out. I think it's wheel disconnected. There we go, he's got it back again.
Wheel beta firmware froze. That is not good. He did well to only lose that much from it, to be honest. So he was frozen doing whatever inputs he was doing at the time. That's just how he ended up off the track on the right hand side.
And his troubles aren't done yet because he's got the championship, the current championship leader as of this exact moment in the race, right behind him. So this will be interesting. So Perry, to keep his championship and extend his championship lead to Pneumatic, he needs to get past Tap very, very quickly and catch back up to the back of that yellow and purple, Corvette.
Yeah, he could also just sit behind, because we know Tap qualified on pole, and not sure if Perry saw whatever incident happened on the straight, but he might just choose to sit behind him instead of fighting, because that's going to cost him more time, unless he can get past quickly.
I think he's going to go for the fight option, because looking at him, he's driving all over the road.
Yeah.
Aston's gone past Aero, so I'm not sure if something happened to Aero. I'm not really going to look much further back. Whack, just being Whack and doing Whack things, is right at the back of the grid. I'm just looking at the mini-map.
Yeah, Astrodor's recovered up to 11th, so he's back on the pack now, so he can start to try and make some progress through.
That 911 is MR, if I'm correct?
Yes, it is.
Now,
and it is probably now, I think, widely regarded as the best car at the moment.
So that, as well, it's probably been evident right here as he's all over the back of that BRZ. just gained a chunk of time onto Prime, so let's see if he can make anything going into turn 1.
He's definitely close enough to set up a move, but I'm expecting Prime to just cover the inside, send him around the outside. Decides not to go for it.
He doesn't, as one goes and looks for the switchback. Prime holds the inside beautifully.
Yeah, saying don't watch this is a guaranteed way to watch it. So I think we're about to see something.
Right, in that case, then we'll jump straight on board Acedon. You're going to get the full view of this. So as we come out of turn 4, looks like they've both got about equal exits to each other. I think Acedon might have a little look. He's not quite able to make anything stick going through 5 as we come up to turn 6.
Didn't get that corner great, so he's dropped back a little bit. So I'm not sure where this incident is going to happen.
Acedon said don't watch this, so we will stay on board. As we got a little bit further up ahead, we got Tap that's finally been passed by Perry. I might spare Acedon for a couple of seconds and jump on board. As I've just been kicked.
I don't know why. Hold on, let me pause it.
Apologies, viewers. Are you downloading something by any chance?
It shouldn't be. No, it's not doing anything.
I don't remember when there's one bad and one good. The bad is first. Of course it's bad first. Whenever it involves you, it's always bad first and then it's good. Right, so let's jump. Now. Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Alright, let's jump back. So, Tap's just caught all the way back up to Pneumatic, so you might have been right with Perry to maybe sit on the back of Tap, but Tap is defending the inside from Perry as we come up to turn, I can't count, 5, as Perry has a look through the inside, then side by side as they go up to 6, and Perry promotes himself past 8th position, and critically, he's not far off the back of Pneumatic. So, the battle for the championship is now very much on as we look. As we will stay with Perry for a minute. Actually, no, we'll jump over to Prime. Since Acedon says something's going to happen, I might have to rely on you, BX, for a little bit because I'm going very pixelated again, so you might have to be my eyes.
Okay, well, for the moment, he's not really close enough to attempt to move. So we might want to move forward. Keep an eye on Perry because this is the start of a train. Well,
that's it. We just
found it. You weren't close enough for a move. Where are you going?
So as Acedon gets a really good that's not good, and that Aero says thank you very much, I'll take 2 places. Acedon being a gentleman, being a good racer, and letting Prime straight back through.
Yeah, and that's undone all the work to get back from the first mistake on lap 1. It's got to do it all again.
Acedon not having a good time at the moment. We'll keep an eye on your name for that good moment so you can have a small bit of redemption.
It's Pyro who's defending. That was Ethan defending from Turbo Boy.
We do, so Ethan keep kicking up a little bit of gravel and grass and a little bit more. And Turbo's all over the back, just seems to have a lot more confidence and grip in that NSX compared to that Mazda. Aero in 4th position, still holding on good. Scott is in 3rd. Ross is in 2nd, and Paggle's in 1st. As we've just seen a beautiful move from Turbo around the outside. I'm always back and have a look at that again, if it allows me to think. So we will jump on. We'll jump on board as it moves pretty much already done, or straight up slipping around the outside and lovely move from Turbo. And Ethan's now sort of just sitting ducks as here comes Manic looking up the inside of Ethan, and Perry's not far behind. Manic going up the inside of Ethan, leaves just enough space for Ethan to stay. Still be on the outside, he defends the inside beautifully.
That looked like a dive from Perry there.
Let's jump back and have a little look on board with DV2. So Ethan's
a long way back.
It is.
It's just about okay. Ethan was already going wide anyway.
It's not done yet as we go through turn 3, and Tap just is not really anywhere to go, and Tap gives his fellow American a literal tap. Getting through turn 3, coming up to 4. Barry just seems to have a tighter line than Ethan. I reckon this could be done by the following corner. Does Ethan defend the inside?
He doesn't, but he has gone wide. But you need to kind of be alongside to make a move through here. You can't dive from anywhere.
No, did Asildorn? He did. I'm gonna give Asildorn his moment. So, Asildorn going through turn 4 gets this. Does he get the switch back on Prime? I think he does. As we will jump on board with Asildorn, we're going to give him this moment in shining glory as Wack decides he's had enough and he's going to leave us. So 12th position is going to be the final position as Asildorn goes around the outside of Prime. An absolute beautiful move. Clean this time.
Yeah. He's just got 10 more to go and he can win.
He can. So, Asildorn, there you go. You had a bad moment and we've shown you a good moment. Now moving forward, we're definitely moving forward because I've just spotted something further up ahead. As Turbo gets it all sorts of wrong, going through the right-hander, coming up towards the final left, and Mike says thank you very much, I'll have that. And now Perry's now got a lot of work cut out for him. He's now got 2 cars to pass to catch back up to his championship rival. Jump further backwards, we got Ethan going up the inside of Turbo into turn 1. Does Perry follow? Let's stay on board with Turbo in the second. And Tap's all over the back of Perry as well. Perry gets up the inside again on turn 2. Is that a push pass? Is that alright? I reckon let's jump on board.
Maybe the beat was just ridiculous on the brakes now. Because it's the second time. It's a bit clumsy.
Let's get a better view. Get back and have another look. I know.
It's a little bit hard to pinpoint with the lag. But I'm not sure he's going to get the position anyway. He's not.
It was worth a shot though.
An Aero on tap.
What's going on back here? Let's have a little look further back. So further back, thank you, game. You are going to respond to me. So Tap is trying to overtake and respond to Perry's mistake, and Tap then almost gets overtaken himself. And as he shows Aero the grass and a little bit extra, I think that might have been a little. Aero goes off. Is Aero off the course? A little bit off the course. This is now a huge battle.
Yeah, and I think it's Pyro who's broken away from the front of this group, and now Pneumatic's trying to do the same.
He's still there trying his best. Asildorn's now up to 10th position. As we got in the background, we got Prime and Aero going side by side, and we're not really supposed to go 2 by 3 there, and Aero now drops off to 12th position as Prime takes 11th away as Aero gets all sorts of run coming out of that corner. He's now out of the running for a little bit and going further forward. This happens all over the back of Perry. Ethan's just lost out of position to Turbo.
Yeah, no one's decided to go for the undercut yet, which I think lap 7 is the earliest you can really pit and make it work. So everyone's going longer on the first stint. Perry's up the inside of Ethan. Did Ethan just make a mistake? Because I think he's lost 2 positions there.
Let's have a little look. I'll have to let you take over in a second because this is really... Let's jump. Let's jump it. Let's go from it. Let's jump on board.
Yeah, so he's here behind the Manic. So is he going to get squeezed somewhere, or is he just going to go off?
Let's jump for the chase. I'll let you take this one because it's, again, very pixelated for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he just does a little bit of a bump on the back of the Manic, which costs him momentum. Turbo goes straight past. So I think the next one is just going to be Perry being opportunistic, unless Ethan goes wide again. Yeah, I've got control now. Yeah, so he tries to go around the outside, but he just leaves the inside wide open. And Perry does not need asking twice. Hold on.
Right. Apologies, guys. It's usually not this bad. I think, yeah, it's my end. Unfortunately, it's my end.
If I just share screen and I'll keep control.
Yeah, I'll do it that way then. If you just share play like normal.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay.
Apologies, guys. It's usually not like this. It's
Yeah,
usually not
it
that
works.
bad. Like I said, it's my end, so when you're ready.
Alright, let's get going again then.
Again, as Perry has a little look for turbo for P6. Hasn't quite made it work going through that corner there.
Yeah. And we've got Turbo looking for a bit of a move on the Manic. But he's not really close enough.
Although that will probably do it. He's got a lot better of an exit. Is he going to have a little look? No, he's not.
Ooh, a little bit of contact.
Very speed in the corner. Here comes Perry. Perry gave him a little nudge as well.
Yeah, Perry right behind him. Side by side. Doesn't quite get the cutback.
Doesn't, and Acedorn's all over the back of Tap as well. I'm just sorry you're seeing in the background. This is a good, very, very good battle.
And Perry's coming
as Perry
in.
comes in.
Which I think is a good decision. He's been in that pack for a while. This is probably the earliest he can pit to get out of there and get some clean air.
Also, his tyres, I didn't notice, was significantly worse. Oh, he's gone straight
he's already out. Aero, where are you going?
I don't. See, if you put the Aston Martin Racing Green livery on, you would not be having this bad luck. But come further forward.
Keep an eye on this, because I think this is the closest battle. The top 3 are still close together, but there's not been any position changes in the top 4.
Aero's just in the middle, doing his own race. He's slowly losing ground as we got Tap Up, and Acedorn having a little battle going through 5 and coming up to turn 6. Acedorn trying to make amends for earlier, and he's on the side going through 6. It's not quite going to work there, as Tap's about to lose out 2 spots, and here comes Ethan.
Yeah, decides better at making it 3 wide, which is a good decision.
It is an Acedorn sort of, I wouldn't say bully, it kind of bullies his way through into 7th position, so Tap losing out on a spot. It's that now 11. And here comes Prime as well. Prime's going to have a look for 9th position on the Mazda.
Yeah, it gets around the outside.
It's a good move from that BRZ compared to a Mazda, and here comes Turbo as well.
Okay, so Turbo's going for the 2-stop as well. So that's one of the NSXs we know isn't trying the 1-stop.
I think now.
And did Hasseldor come in as well? Yes, he did, but he got a 3-second penalty for crossing the pit line. As Perry goes for a move.
Ooh,
that looked a little bit. Let's have a look from Perry's point of view. Because his Turbo going to be coming out of the pits, so he's got to be inside.
I think he's going to try and capitalise, and try and have a little look. I mean, Turbo didn't really leave him any space, which meant to leave a cars with. between the edge of the track and your car and overtaking, like, only from that angle I feel that Perry was entitled to space, but that's down to Stewart's.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. It depends how far alongside he was. If he's got anything alongside, he should have been left some space there.
This wasn't reported either, so...
Yeah, well, he didn't gain the position, so I imagine that's probably why. If he had gained it, I could have seen that being reported, potentially.
I could have. Now, Asadorn's just not quite on the back of this grid, but he's got a 3-second penalty, so he's going to drop. If we have a little look further up the field, we'll keep an eye on that. Tap does a bit of...
We've got Ross coming in. So let's have a tyre check. Pagel, he's got some tyres left. He probably might have to come in at the end of this lap before he ends up driving on dead tyres. Scotty's got plenty left.
I reckon Scotty could be looking at the one-stop strategy, and again, you keep cutting out.
Okay, hold on. Will share screen work better?
I can't, I'm not on the 5. Unfortunately, we're going to have to deal with this for a minute, unfortunately. Sorry, guys.
Does that not work, the share screen, if you're on PS4?
It's PS5 to 5.
Excellent.
Yeah. Sorry about this, guys.
Hasseldo was saying that he got pushed by Tap, and that's why he crossed the pit line. So that's unfortunate. Because it is an awkward pit in this track.
It is, although it's not quite as awkward as Autopolis, which we will be not. Either we or I, depends on if I can get my internet to work.
Yeah.
Right. Apologies, guys. Let's carry on where we left off. If it gets too bad, then we'll figure something out. So, Pneumatic's in third position, who's gone past Ross, who pitted. And Ross has not really lost any time.
No, well, he's dropped out of that front group, but he's not really lost any positions because Pneumatic was... Oh, hold on. Where are you going? I think that was just out braking himself there. Because Ross wasn't close enough to do anything.
Let's have a little look.
Yeah, what's up? Bit on the grass.
Did a good job of keeping it out of the wall, not so good on the re-entry because that was Tap nearly wiping him. So Tap now promoted up to Q4. Ross has now got, importantly, clean air.
Yeah, and he's going to need to point some good laps because pretty sure Scotty's going to be doing the one-stop. Pagel could try it, but he might have to do some amount of time on a dead tyre, which is costly now after the update.
Or he could go to the harder compound since we're on lap 11 of 29. So 17, 18 laps on a hard, I reckon.
And he is coming in.
So we will have to keep an eye out where Pagel comes out. So he's got 48.
Let's go on board with Ross. Because that's who he's racing on the way out.
He is. Shame you can't see him in the pit lane, that'd be quite a good feature.
Yeah.
So,
it looks like he's well through.
He is... Hang on. Go back to... Oh, sorry, I got the two Nissans mixed up. I saw a Nissan, I was like, hang on a minute, did he just put fuel in? No, he didn't.
Well, Pagel's got a lot more fuel than Ross does, so he might have put some fuel in. Well, yeah, because he's on mediums, I think he might be going to the end. That might be enough. So I think he's trying the medium. Which means Ross, unless he's doing a lot of fuel saving, he might be doing the two-stop.
I think it would benefit Ross by doing the two-stops. He can go quite aggressive now until sort of the final 5 laps or so. Depends if he wants to do the medium or the medium soft.
Yeah.
It depends on what he wants to do. Dot on the other hand very much in control of this race. Someone's dropped right off the back. I think that might be Aero.
On hards.
Yeah, he's going for the one stop. He's got a full tank of fuel, so that is a one-stop strategy there.
And Pyro, he's quite low down, but he has just stopped.
I think
stopped
he must
recently.
be two-stopping.
Probably.
I'm just looking at his fuel tank compared to Aero's. Aero's got pretty much a full tank, whereas Pyro hasn't. So Pyro's stopping from P4 on the grid. Taps now in, he's putting a bit of fuel. I've just seen his counter move up, so let's see where he comes out compared to Pneumatic.
Alongside.
Side by side. That was close. So close on pit exit, as we've got Tap who's now ahead on Pneumatics. Pneumatic not having a great start.
Apparently, we've missed a Pyro mistake, which you can't be doing.
Where?
Oh, there we are. So he was further up, which makes more sense. Did he have help?
What?
Goes too deep. Yes. Gets a push from Turbo there.
I wouldn't say that's a Pyro mistake, I'd just say that's...
Yeah, let's watch it from Turbo's point of view. Because it looked like there was more room on the outside for Pyro if he wanted to use it. He does go wide, which gives Turbo the opportunity in the first place.
I'm just looking at his in.
I'm not sure that's really Turbo's fault 100%.
And that hasn't been reported.
Yeah, which makes sense.
So Pyro having front bumper damage and being down in 11th does make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, and he would just miss something else. I think he just went wide, sorry. Go back another 10 seconds. Let's stick on board, so I think he just went a little bit wide again. Let's watch.
It's just some lag. A lot of lag.
Oh, apologies, lag. It just looked like he was about to drive it really, really wide and just knock up, but no, apologies.
Okay, well he's got his damage fixed now, so now he needs to sort of try and bring himself back into it. So it's only down to 12, there's still some decent points to be had if he can recover.
There is, let's jump a little further forward.
Turbo and Perry. Perry's now in front of Pneumatic after Pneumatic's mistake, and and Perry's undercut.
And Tap's in as well, so Tap's got 42.
Have we gone too far back? I think we've gone too far back, but it's fine. Because he comes out next to Pneumatic, which we've seen.
Yeah.
We'll just watch it again. It's from Pneumatic.
Be interesting actually, so
yeah, just good defending there. Had the inside, didn't need to leave any space.
So Pneumatic now down to next position, and like I said before, we missed out on the Lord of Mickey to Mazepin's spin.
Yeah.
Is that not really having a good second stint at the moment.
Yes.
Now being caught up behind.
Garceldo's made some good progress. He's up to 7th.
He has, after making a mistake going into the pits. He's now repairing some of the damage done. Tap's now behind him, quite a bit behind him. And he's now going to start trying to chase down Turbo and Perry.
Yeah, and I think this is the battle that's furthest forward at the moment.
I think so, and only unless we look right near the back, which... Let's have a little look.
Perry's defending the inside, so he's obviously close enough to be worried about it.
Let's see, Turbo not quite offset as line. Perry defends the inside really, really well. Turbo swings it out. Does Perry come out a little bit to open up his corner? Just does a lot
too
better.
Deep. That's the gift letting him through.
But with 15 laps to go, we're pretty much half race distance now. Perry's still got time to make up that fifth position.
Yeah, so we'll be looking for Ethan and Scotty to be pitting relatively soon, because they must be going for the one stop at this point.
Who was that had a penalty? Sorry,
Pagel.
It's only half a
Only a
second. So
half
it's only a little.
second, yeah. I'm not even sure it costs you half a second here. It's actually one of the nicer pit areas where you serve the penalty.
It is. As Perry's now all over the back of Turbo after he passed Perry into turn 1, as we have a little look going up the hill here through the two right-handers, as that's very brave. Going up the inside and making it work and keeping it clean. However, Turbo's not done as he has a look to fight back. Can't quite do it. Perry defends the line beautifully, and here comes Asadorn. Asadorn now having a look at the back for P5. Does he look for the double overtake? He looks for the overtake on Turbo, and it's made it happen. So Turbo losing out of position whilst trying to attack Perry. Ethan's coming into the pits quite late. Probably, like you said, trying to do that one stop. So Perry defending the inside of turn 2. Asadorn going for the normal racing line, trying to hang out wide, can't get the switch back. Perry defends it lovely. Now Turbo's taking a break, preserving as Asadorn's going on the attack.
Yeah, it's not a bad strategy when you're in a back of 3 and you're at the back. Unless you're confident you can get your way to the front on your own, it's usually a good idea to wait for someone to make a mistake and try and capitalise.
Like we saw, was it Ethan do in the sprint race going out the final corner?
Yeah.
That someone did in the sprint race.
Oh,
there's the
Perry.
mistake that you're on about, as Perry makes a really rookie error as he nearly collects his fellow American tap.
Let's see what happened. Was there any contact there, or was it just a mistake?
It did not look like a mistake.
Because he's a long way back to be any contact. Yeah, just brakes too late.
It's a rare mistake from our championship leader, and that was close.
Just about manages to get out of the way, sort of, but they both got damaged. There was contact. Don't think that would have been reported though.
I haven't seen anything on the Stewart's list.
Yeah, and Scotty's now in from the lead. So that's allowed Ross back. So he was close, he was definitely closing that gap down to Scotty, which he needs to do while he's on fresh tyres.
Now Ross in the lead with a very comfortable gap to Haggle in P2. Can Ross get some good laps in? Scotty's now done with his fuel. Where does he come out?
And tap, does he come out behind Perry? Not quite.
Oh, so Perry's now being held up by Scotty on the one stop. So our potential net race leader is all the way down in 6th position.
Yeah, but he is on fresh tyres, so he could just drive away now towards Tap instead of actually holding up Perry. But it has put Perry back into the clutches of Pneumatic.
It has, and I'm interested to see if Pneumatic can catch up to Perry, because Perry doesn't seem to be having a good middle stint at the moment. I think he's gone off. He's made a very, very, very rare mistake. Running off one lap.
Usually being pretty consistent, Perry, at least in terms of results.
Watching him this season, I've never really seen a mistake come from him to memory. I could be incorrect. The comment section probably will correct me somewhere.
Yeah, someone's about to start listing all of them now.
They got their spreadsheet out. So, Pneumatic. It looks like he's gained a bit on Perry through that twisty forest section at the back. So we now come up to the last corner. Can Pneumatic use this straight line speed of that Corvette to catch up to his championship rival in the battle for 7th position?
Yeah, let's do a quick tyre check. Perry's got a lot worse tyres, did come in earlier, so that makes sense. So Pneumatic should be catching him. It's just a question of whether how quickly he gets the move done, I think.
It is as Perry goes deep into turn 2, and this allows Pneumatic to come straight alongside. This is a little bit of a nudge. And, okay, we're having a little bit.
I'm guessing that's possibly from the host, or the person whose replay is lagging a little bit. Because it seems to be happening to everyone.
This is Prime's replay, so I'll have to make a note. Next time as Pneumatic, there's a little bit of extra grass going down the back straight as he's deep in the slipstream now. Perry defends to the middle, not too excessively. Doesn't compromise his line. You're now coming up through turn 6. Overtake the curb nicely, not too much. Going through 7, coming up to 8, going up the hill, and around the top of the hill, going around turn 9. As we're going up to turn 10, the left-hander, Perry again defending the middle of the track.
That's going to put him under pressure here, because the man, it looks like he got a very good run out of there. Does he go around the outside, or does he try the switchback?
And it looks like he's trying the switchback, and he's going to try and make it work. This is going to be another switchback opportunity. Is a little bit of contact going over the start-finish line as they're side-by-side going into turn 1. Harry on the outside, Humanic on the inside. Harry's not able to do the switchback, but is he going to try and dive up the inside on the brakes?
I think he backs out of it, or was there any contact there? Because we've seen him go for this move a lot, but he's on worn tyres now. No, it's just a little bit too late for Pneumatic.
So side by side going downhill into 3.
And he gets squeezed. And that was reported, and that was a penalty for Pneumatic. I do remember that one.
Yeah. So as we're following this along, that's a 5-second penalty to Pneumatic. Yeah, there's a very, very long report based on what I say, or basically there was a gap, there was enough space, and very quickly disappeared.
Yeah, Pyro's actually gained quite a lot out of that, because he's up to 8th, he's on the back of Pneumatic.
Is he on fresher tyres than Pneumatic?
He's actually not.
But his car is lighter.
It is. So he will lose a little bit of time in the pits as well, having to put more fuel in.
Although he could go on to lap 22 or 3 and do the soft strategy.
He could. I'm not sure when he came in the first time, so I'm not sure how his tyre wear is actually looking.
Just looking on his timing sheet, maybe lap 10, 9 or 10?
Yeah, I think, yeah, because lap 12 would have been his mistake. The 36 or 37, so end of lap 10.
Start. End of lap 10. Now, just looking on the mini map, we've got a battle between Pneumatic and Pyro for 7th position. A little further up ahead, going down the back straight, there's a big cluster. I can't see a big cluster. There's about 4 cars.
There's a big train. It's not quite clustered yet. No. They're all on pretty similar tyre wear. Hasseldo's got slightly worse, but he is up to 3rd now after his mistakes at the start, so that is a good recovery.
It is a very good recovery for him. He's going to have to come into the pits soon, though.
Yeah, so I think he's going mediums all the way. I believe Tap said him and Pagel are going medium, soft. So it'll be interesting to see if Tap can gain back that advantage on the softs at the end of the race.
It would be. Now, I'm interested to see. So here comes Aston on turbo. Tap goes up, is promoted up to 4th. What is Scotty's tyres like?
He is going for the 1-stop, and they're looking very good condition at the moment.
They only look a lap or 2 old. He came in at lap 15, and it's been 5 laps, and they look very, very good. So Scotty, a very good driver for tyres.
Yeah, we know the NSX is good as well, so that's definitely helping him. But that is 5 laps of tyre wear on there is quite good to be that low. And Tap is a lot worse at the moment, so he could get past quite quickly.
Now, I'm just looking a little further up ahead. I want to give these two a little bit of screen time before we go back to the battles, as we've got Pagel doing quite well, and we've got Ross as well.
Yeah, Ross on lower fuel, so he's going to be coming in sooner. Probably go for one more still.
I have to see. I think Ross's times looked a little slower than Scotty's, especially on that last lap.
Yeah, Scotty's been doing 24s down to a mid-24 on the last lap. And Ross is in this time, because he's into the mid-25, so he's losing a second a lap by that point once his tyres have gone off. So Pagel takes the lead. We know he's going a little bit longer to go softs at the end.
No, I did a very similar strategy to what the two GTRs are doing, and I stopped at 20, end of 22, or was it 22 or 23? I want to say it was 23. And then they did lap 24 to end on soft tyres, which kind of worked a little. But I do think that this track, it is higher, it's high tyre wear, it's higher than what we've experienced over the past 5 or 6 rounds, as we got Scott all over the back of Tap at the moment, using his tyre advantage over that GTR. As we're going to have a look going down long back straight into turn 5. Tap doesn't move, so it's not quite close enough.
Yeah, Scott is actually going purple now as well.
He is, and he's in the dirty air as well, so we'll have to keep an eye out as we look a little further back. We'll keep an eye out for a change of P3.
Ross has come out in 4th in some nice clear air again. Pneumatic's still going. He's going to be coming in either this lap or next lap. And we've got a battle here between Prime, Asseldor, and then there is Turbo, and I think Ethan behind.
So
Asseldor using his fresh tyres there.
He is going up the inside, as again I just seem to be getting cut off at the good points. Yeah, sorry guys.
All the good points to commentate on.
I'm getting commentator cursed from the spectator's point of view. That's just insulting.
I think that's worth another look at that one. Oh, we've actually missed a mistake from Ethan. So it's actually Ethan trying to go past Prime first.
Let's have a little look. Does Ethan just send it a little bit too much? I think he does. It looks like a switch for his corner as well.
Yeah, and that's what allows Turbo Boy through. And then we've got Asseldor, gets a nice run out of the corner, up the hill, and he's on the inside with the fresher tyres. Very nice move there.
Very brave move going through there. So Asseldor up to 6th, Prime down to 7th, Turbo all over the back of Prime. So we could see him move into the final corner here if we're lucky, as Turbo looks for a switch back again. That's one of his favourite moves at the moment, and Prime comes into the pits.
Yeah, I think that cost Turbo a little bit of time because he was looking for the switchback, but obviously Prime was sticking to the inside because he was coming in.
Yeah, so
that's giving Asseldor a little bit of space.
Yeah, and this might allow Ethan to catch back up and fix and make up for his earlier mistake.
Ethan on more worn tyres because I think he's one of the ones going for a one-stop. And then the next car is Pyro and Perry having a battle.
It is, so Perry all the way down in 10th position, Pneumatics all the way in 5th or 6th? I'll have a look in a minute. As Perry's all over the back of Pyro, I reckon this move could be done going down the hill.
Is Pyro going to defend? He doesn't.
I think he's realised that this isn't going to be his fight. I think he might just try and hook up on the back of Perry. Try and get a bit of a tow going up to Ethan. They're quite a long way down the road. But let's see what happens. So Perry making easy work of Pyro there.
Yeah, and I expect him to pull away now because they're on similar tyre wear. We've seen Perry in the sprint did win, so we think he's the faster driver, qualified better as well. But his championship rival is in.
Yeah, so let's stick with Perry. I think Pneumatic's going to come out ahead. He is quite comfortably ahead actually, so Perry's got some work to do now.
Yeah, Pneumatic went softs, so as long as they don't die at the end, he should be able to build a lead and then just hold on to it.
But then again, Perry's tyres are already fired up, whereas Pneumatic's got to fire these up within these couple of corners and hopefully not make a mistake.
Yeah, it also depends how he's driving, because if he could drive to build a gap now and deal with the aftermath at the end when he's got less tyres left, or he could nurse them.
He could, but I don't think he's going to have too much of a choice because Perry's already tucked right up behind him. So I think Perry's going to force Pneumatic to drive faster on these soft tyres and try and chew them up. As Pagel comes in at the end of 23, this will allow, so does Tap, so this will allow Scotty to take the lead of this race with Ross in second position. So Pyro in the background's got a penalty. That looks it's half second time penalty, so he's probably just cut a corner a little bit.
And Pneumatic looks like he's starting to make a little bit of a gap now. So we're just going to quickly check in on the leaders. So we've got Scotty's half-warm mediums, and Ross is within range to close that if he drives some quick times on his fresh mediums still. And then we've got Pagel on the softs, and Tap has come out on the softs as well, but he is now behind Asseldor.
So that will be an interesting battle as well. So is Tap's going to try and exploit the soft tyres? He's going to have to try and find something, because Asseldor's definitely very brave going through this forest section. I'm very curious, as for the battle for 8th position, because it's just changed. If we skip back a couple of seconds,
Let's go too far, there we go.
It's too far, that's it. So we're going through turn 2. I'll stick on board for a second. So you might find tired. Does he get this one wrong?
He doesn't.
Oh, for God's sake.
Losing it at the best times again.
I'm getting cursed left, right and centre. Sorry guys, I'm really sorry. Because it's taken a lot longer than it normally does.
We'll rewind it, go again.
It's alright, go.
So it looks like Pneumatic basically gets a nice run through this corner, but on the exit, not sure if he's a little bit on one wheel on the dirt, but he gets a slide. Nope, just a slide out of there. As well to save it.
He does, so Perry goes through, going down the hill, takes the middle of the track. No, he doesn't, he takes the racing line going through turn 5, coming up to turn 6. So Pneumatic's now got some work on his hands. He's got fresh soft tyres compared to warm mediums.
Yeah, but now he needs to waste the best time on the softs, trying to get past Perry instead of building a gap to save himself later. So that is going to cost him a lot.
Now, if Perry can, to the best of Perry's ability, if he's got to keep Pneumatic behind, because he can use the dirty air through the twisty sections to really burn that tyre. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do that, because Pneumatic looked like he got an absolute monster of an exit coming out the final corner. Perry defending the middle of the track, not quite middle enough as he leaves the space for Pneumatic to go through. They're side by side, going down the hill with a bit of contact. Alright, as we go up the hill, going through turn 2. Perry not quite able to look for that switchback, and Pneumatic, is straight back ahead of Perry, but Perry's not done yet as we go through 3. I think Pneumatic's tyres are just too strong for Perry to contend with at the moment.
Yeah, and that's saved his chances of finishing ahead of Perry, I think. Getting past that quickly.
And that little mistake from Perry didn't help him there at all. But this goes back again. Does Pneumatic nurse the tyres, or absolutely shred them, building the gap, and then worry about it? I think he might look at building a gap and slightly shred them.
From the looks of it, I would say that's what he's going for.
He's 2 laps old, coming up 3 laps old, and those tyres are very much used.
Yeah, he's got to do 4 more laps after this.
If Perry can keep the pressure on, and Pyro's now coming into this as well. Perry's lost out a bit of time to Pneumatic, so Pyro having a half-second time penalty, not really costing him any time here, has hooked.
I think we've got a tap on the back of Asseldor now with the softs as well. So he's going to want to do the same as the Manic, get past, build a gap if he can.
Yeah, there's not quite enough space going through turn 4 as we're going up the hill through the pink. And then back down, going towards turn 5, under the bridge we go. Aston's just enough ahead, so Tap can't quite do anything this lap.
Yeah, from the looks of it, Tap's tyres look like they will go to the end relatively comfortably. So he's in a much better situation than the Manic, because he might be able to fight past Asseldor at the end regardless.
How does Asseldor's tyres look compared to Tap's?
Slightly more worn, but he is on medium, so that's going to change pretty quick. But Tap's trying to go around the outside.
Does he make this work? He hangs it around the outside. Asseldor holds the inside line, which is obviously a lot shorter, and he doesn't quite make it work this time. Tap now looking to the inside. Asseldor holding the outside line, looking for the exit. Not quite alongside enough. Turn 2, does he make anything work for turn 2? Asseldor defends the inside line. And Tap goes around the outside. You can hang it around there. Switchback's not going to work this time as he clips to the inside of turn 3. Just about makes it work. I think I might have to have a little look at that again and see if there was any contact. Let's jump on board with Tap.
No, he's far enough alongside that. It's fair enough. Which gives him the inside for this corner, so he should be able to hold it. It's just a question if Asseldor can get the cutback.
Which I don't think, no, he's not able to, so Tap, using the soft tyres to his advantage, he's now promoted himself up to P4. Now,
yep, and I think the lead is actually quite close now, so we're just going to check in on that.
Checking on this with 2 laps to go. I'll keep an eye out on the 8th position whilst we watch this, as Ross is going to have a look for the battle of the lead. Ross's tyres look pretty good at this stage, whereas Sky's are
starting to die a death.
However, Scotty being brave and doing the one stop could make this work if he can hold off Ross for just another 2 lap and a bit. Well, technically 2 laps as we come on to the penultimate lap. So whilst we're keeping an eye on this, just having a little look at the icons. There are some close, especially around the last corner. So.
Yeah, that looks like Perry, Pneumanic, Perry and Pyro, I think, at the back. Which means Pyro's actually closer to getting past Perry than Perry is Pneumanic at the moment.
Jump back and have a little look. Let's see what's going on. There's nothing really going on at the moment.
No, they're closing up. Pneumatic's tyres are now worse than Perry's mediums.
If Perry can stay with him, well, he doesn't know this at the time, but if he can stay within 5 seconds, he's got a free easy P9. But if he can overtake and back Pneumanic up to Pyro, potentially Pneumanic could go from 8th to 10th, which I don't think is possible. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it was involving Perry, so he might think he's got a penalty coming for Pneumanic. So he could choose to do that. I would expect him to want to get it done on track anyway, just because you don't want to leave it to the stewards if you can avoid it.
So as we look up the grid, we've got Pneumanic in 8th. We've got Ethan in 7th. We've got Turbo in 6th. Asseldor in 5th. Tap in 4th. We've got Agro in 3rd. After having a good race, we've now got a battle for the lead, with Ross and Scotty in 2nd and 1st respectively. Scotty goes a little wide going through turn 2. Ross isn't quite able to make a little gap or push his nose in. He's going to slot back through behind going through turn 3.
Yeah, and we've actually got Pagels closing up on the back with his softs. We're going to die on this lap, but that is quite good to close that day works, because these are on 3 different strategies, all 3 of them.
They are. Now, whilst we're watching this, I don't think Ross is going to be able to, unless Scotty has a complete cock-up, I don't think Ross is going to be able to get him. But just quickly before we get onto the last corner, there was mentioned punches. Is that a thing now?
Not exactly, but kind of. So the driving on dead tyres is multiple seconds worse than it used to be. So unless you're doing it for 1 lap at the end of the race, you want to avoid it at all costs.
That's good to know for future ALR races, since we're now at the end of the season. It's now coming up to the last lap on the last corner. Can Ross do anything? He can't quite do it. So Scott is going to take us over the start-finish line as a rookie in the season of Tier 2. Ross isn't able to do anything, and Scott comes over to win his first ever ALR race at Brands Hatch, with Ross in second, Pagel in third on a dead soft tyre. We got Taff and full, so good day at the office for the GTRs. Aston in fifth, Turbo in sixth. We got Ethan coming around the corner in
okay, let's go back a bit. Let's go back a bit.
So the championship contenders are not done yet.
Pyro's actually looking for the move on Perry.
He is. I think Perry just got a much better corner because Pneumatic's tyres have dropped. They're now in the no grip, dropped off the cliff stage, whereas Perry has the medium tyres with a lot more grip.
And Pyro's got the most out of all three of them.
So can Pyro maybe make a double move for 8th position, or is he going to wait for one of these two to have a crash? Let's find out as we go around. These not right-handers. For the final time as we go around, it's very tricky right-hander. No one goes off wide. We're going through the second to last corner with the left-hander. We're clean. We're good. No one's touching us. Perry's flashing his lights, trying to drag his Pneumatic's attention away from the road as he looks around the outside. Does the switch back? Does it work? We have a drag race like we did in Tier 1, straight down for the line. Aero's in the mix as well. Perry does it. Perry has 8th position. Wonderful overtake for Perry in 8th, Pneumatic 9th, Pyro in 10th, which will change due to the stewards getting involved. We've got Prime in 11th, coming around the last corner for the final time.
Yeah, and then in 12th we've got Aero, who I'm not sure what strategy he's been on. He's now on the softs. But it's not been his best race.
No, it's not. He's had better. He's had better and higher, a lot better moments in his season this season. But being the only Aston Martin driver, he has done well as he comes across the line in style to finish off at Brands Hatch. So, with that in place, I can finally turn the internet back on to make this work. So the standings before the final race, which we or I will be recording tomorrow. Here we are. So the championship lead has changed again. So Perry is back in the lead, 7 points behind his Pneumatic. So this will go down to the last race of the season. Asadorn's in third, and 11 points behind Asadorn is Ross in fourth, with Tap now taking over from Turbo for 5th position, with 16 points behind Ross, and 4 points behind Tap is Turbo. So the battle for 5th is close, the battle for 3rd is close, and for the battle for the lead is also close. For the Constructors' title, the VW Beetles are just taking over with 336 points, with the Corvettes at 260.
So that might be the championship wrapped up for them after this one, for the Constructors at least.
Potentially. I'm just
regardless, it would need basically a DNF from both in the last one to close it.
It would, and
actually Broomer isn't racing. So there's only one Corvette, so that should be the Constructors for the Beetle.
Should be. Now, due to the Stewart intervention, can confirm Pneumatic got 10th position in that final race of the feature. So
yeah, it's not awful for his championship because Perry was only 8th in the end.
He was. It's not extended the lead by much, but considering before this race even started, here we go, he went in with a 2-point lead and it's now 7. He's 5 points ahead, which could make the difference.
Yeah. I think it's still going to come down to whoever does better at Autopolis. It's not a question of Pneumatic or Perry just sitting behind Pneumatic to win it.
It will. So, everybody, apologies for the extremely bad internet on my side. I'll have to stop downloading rear spoilers and exhaust pipes from the Z4. I've enjoyed that race. It's been absolutely action-packed as always. Take care, everybody. I hope all is well, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yep, goodbye, everyone.